Hey everybody! Sorry about my voice. It's a little bit shot. I was sick for a little bit. It has nothing to do with me screaming about December 15th, 2017. So this last Valentine's Day, while crying into a gallon of cookie dough ice cream, watching reruns of Parks and Rec, and surrounded by my 3 cats, I started thinking about chemistry, particularly my lack of chemistry. And this got me to thinking about fictional couples in TV shows and movies who had absolutely no chemistry. And that led me to making this list, which is my top 5 fictional couples with the absolute worst chemistry.
You tell me what my story is.
Okay. I think you'd be probably a microfilm. There's usually microfilm involved.
What awaits me?
Trouble, certainly.
Danger.
Oh, yeah. You'll most likely be shot at in less than 2 chapters.
Is there a man in my life?
Number 5, we have a movie that came out quite a while ago called The Tourist. This movie came out in 2010 and it starred Johnny Depp and Angelina Jolie. I really don't think that anybody was really expecting that 2 of the most attractive and sought-after actors would have zero chemistry together, as Johnny Depp and Angelina Jolie showed in this film. So the movie follows a mysterious and alluring woman named Elise, played by Angelina Jolie, and a mild-mannered American tourist, Johnny Depp, who both become involved in a web of danger, intrigue, and romance. So I'm just going to be straight with you guys and admit that I haven't seen this movie for years. I watched it who knows how long ago. But it's on this list because of what I do remember. And I'm going to preface this real fast with a little personal story. When I was younger, I had 2 friends who were sisters, and I went to spend the night at their house one time. I remember me and their family were all having dinner when one of my friends started kind of a little argument with her parents. And it was awkward. Do I remember exactly what they were arguing about? No. I don't remember how it started. I don't remember how it ended. I just remember the feeling I had. And I equate that to the same feeling I kind of had with the movie The Tourist. I don't remember all the details, but I remember the feeling of how awkward it was. And by awkward, referring to the movie The Tourist, just how awkward Johnny Depp and Angelina Jolie's chemistry was between each other. I feel like out of all the movies that I have on this list, or all the characters, I suppose, the chemistry between these 2, I feel is different than anybody else, because there's something about it that feels like they really didn't like each other, or they were really uncomfortable with each other, or they really just didn't get along, or maybe they even got along, but they just had nothing in common, had nothing to talk about. That probably has nothing to do with anything. But like I said, all I remember is just the awkwardness of the 2 of these people in this movie. And I don't have to rewatch it to remember this. And that's why they made it on this list, because it was some of the most stilted, awkward, boring chemistry I think I've ever seen in a movie.
Leave.
%58 compatibility. Not amazing.
I just filled it out for fun. Chris and I are 81% compatible.
Guys, I couldn't resist. I did it too. Ann and I got 84%.
Well, this sucks.
Yes, we did not win.
So Parks and Recreation is one of my absolute favorite shows. Especially, it's one of those shows that I like to kind of rewatch all the time. But I do have some beef about Parks and Recreation. And that beef falls on one of the characters, Ann Perkins.
Ann Perkins.
We have Cookie Tootie, the Boo, Lady Presh Presh, Ann Berry Sauce, Annie Get Your Boo, Tommy's Girl, Annie Benin.
Now, Ann Perkins actually had quite a bit of boyfriends throughout the series. She's probably the one character with the most relationships. And while a lot of people point to her relationship with Tom Haverford being the worst and cringiest, which I would have to probably agree, they didn't have any chemistry, and it was really weird that they ever did a storyline where her and Tom were even a thing ever, because it's creepy and it's gross. But my problem actually is with who she ended up with in the end, and that is Chris Traeger, of course. The weird thing about this matchup between these two is Anne was always kind of like the everyday normal person that was supposed to be able to react to all the other zany characters in our group. And so she was kind of acting like how Jim and Pam were in The Office and reacted to all these weird characters. It's kind of like who Anne was. And so to pair her up with another one of those zany characters to be romantically involved in just didn't work, at least not for me. And I do not feel like these two had chemistry. Also, I just didn't feel like Anne as a person would actually ever even like Chris. Maybe she was attracted to him and he was attracted to her, but just being around him for like 5 minutes, I feel like most people would be like, okay, I gotta go. Because Chris is an interesting guy. He's zany like the rest of them. And to pair like the normal person with the zany weirdo just never made sense to me. I really hated that one storyline where they're at that jewelry store and they're trying to figure out whether or not Chris should get her an engagement ring. And they're like, yeah, we just don't know. We're just kind of a weird couple. We didn't do things exactly the way like most people do it, blah, blah, blah.
I mean, we've never been traditional. We made out the first night we ever met.
And when we did date, we broke up. But you didn't realize it, and that was very embarrassing for you.
Yeah, let's maybe not talk about that part right now.
And it was like, okay, whatever. I feel like you guys are just making excuses for the fact that maybe there's some red flags here and you guys just don't actually want to commit to each other. I mean, I know in the end, I guess they made it work. But I'm like, I just don't think you guys would be able to commit to each other. It just...
Ann Perkins, will you marry me?
I don't know.
Me either. Maybe let's not?
Yeah, I think maybe not.
I don't think you guys work, okay? And the two actors, I just don't think had chemistry together.
Let me remove my clothes, so we may begin to engage in physical activity to multiply our genes.
Honestly, I think Anne had more chemistry with Mark and even Andy in the scenes that they did have together when they were together. Not like a ton with Andy. It probably would have made more sense if she ended up with Mark because he was kind of more of a average person too. In the end, I mean, it didn't really make that big of a difference. I guess it did work for the story. It kind of was like quaint that they ended up together because then Ben and Leslie were friends with them, so they got to see him now or whatever. I don't know. But for me, their wooden forced relationship just didn't work for me. The chemistry was off. The writing for him just didn't really work. And I just think it was a really bad pairing. And I think they were another couple that lacked a lot of chemistry.
Ann Perkins.
Hi.
Oh, you.
And number 3. All right, I'm probably going to get a little bit of pushback for this one. But for number 3, we have Peter Parker and MJ.
Great reflexes.
Well, see ya.
Let me just preface this by saying I absolutely love Raimi's Spider-Man and Spider-Man 2. In my opinion, they are pretty much perfect superhero films that set the standard I use to judge all other superhero films that have come after. They are near perfect. Well, except for one little thing. Tobey Maguire and Kirsten Dunst's chemistry is pretty much zero. And that obviously doesn't actually ruin the films for me, obviously. Like, I love these films. But, I mean, it would have been just that much better if they were able to get the chemistry between the two right. And this is because Peter's goals and his storyline and his pining after MJ is actually a very important part of this story. So we really have to buy the fact that Peter is in love with Mary Jane. And while I do buy Tobey Maguire's performance, and I buy that he really does love this person, I don't really know why. And this has a lot to do with the writing, too. They didn't write MJ the best. And I think a lot of people know that. Some people really like her. I had never had... she's a very boring character. Kirsten Dunst, I think, does her best to elevate this very flat character, but there's not much you can do when she is written to be kind of just a pawn in the story, something for Spider-Man or Peter to pine after and to save. And the thing is, we need that character. We need her in here. She's extremely important. This story couldn't really happen without Mary Jane. But it would have been nice for them to have written a better character so that we could have at least been a little more attached to her. So could have better writing made the chemistry between MJ and Peter better? Possibly. Probably. Maybe. I still think these two lack chemistry. There's something about them that seems kind of dull, boring. They just seem too platonic to me whenever they're together. Like, I believe Tobey Maguire's performance when he is acting like he loves her, but I just don't picture him being in love with MJ, if that makes any sense. I just believe that he's in love. But their interactions together, there does seem to be some form of connection, I suppose. But I think that possibly is just from them knowing each other for so long in real life. I'm not sure. I'm kind of speculating. I'm speculating a lot today, I guess. Chemistry just was never there. I don't even honestly feel like they're even physically attracted to each other. It's definitely the very few problems in an otherwise almost perfect film. So it's whatever, and I'll give it a pass.
I think I always knew.
You serious?
Wait! Who are you?
You know who I am.
I do?
Your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
Wow.
I heard Spider-Man was there.
You're so beautiful.
It's only because I'm so in love.
No, no, it's because I'm so in love with you.
So love has blinded you?
All right, now we got number 2. And this is going to come to nobody's surprise, because I think you guys probably could have guessed these two would probably be on this list of actors that lacked chemistry. And that, of course, is Anakin Skywalker and Padme Amidala. So like I said, this is nothing new. Everyone knows these two lack chemistry. It's something that's been talked about in length multiple times, so I'm going to try to keep this brief. Yeah, it's bad, okay? The chemistry between these two is bad. I will admit, I always thought that Natalie Portman and Ewan McGregor, who plays Obi-Wan, actually had some chemistry between the two of them. And I think I have heard other people say this as well. Could Hayden Christensen and Natalie Portman have made it work? I think maybe. I think with better writing, it would have at least been a little bit better. As is, it's pretty terrible. I don't buy it. I don't buy it at all. Another problem they have too with the chemistry is the fact that just Padme's character, I never ever bought that she would ever like Anakin. I definitely believed Anakin would be smitten with this beautiful, powerful queen. I mean, who wouldn't be? But Padme being attracted to this whiny, insecure, moody, angsty child, that never made sense to me. I guess you can make the excuse, and this is one I've tried to make for her before, that even though she is extremely mature for her age, that there of course is this teenage side of her that never got to come out, that is being awakened by being around Anakin. And so this kind of this angsty teenager side is coming out that she's never let come out before, because she's never really had the opportunity to ever be a kid. And that's a stretch. It still doesn't make up for the fact that these two lack chemistry. And like I said, Portman and Ian McGregor, I feel like did have chemistry, and part of that was due to the fact that I do believe that those two characters would be attracted to each other and would be attracted to each other for their character, for their personality. But I don't feel like Padme would be attracted to who Anakin is. They kind of tried to do it when Anakin like argued with her one time and didn't agree with her about something.
Oh, Anakin's not a Jedi yet. He's still a Padawan learner. But I was thinking...
Hold on a minute.
Excuse me. I was thinking I would stay in the Lake Country. There's some places up there that are very isolated.
Excuse me.
They should have kept doing something with that. But as is, yeah, it doesn't work. And considering the fact of how important the romance between Padme and Anakin is to this story, pretty big fumble. Better, because you really need to believe that Anakin and her are just so in love that they would literally dare to go against the rules that they have in their lives and stuff like that and go against everything that they've grown to believe. So, I mean, it's a pretty big problem. And not only do they lack the chemistry, but yeah, they're just the dialogue, everything. It's bad. It's cringy.
I don't like sand.
I will mention that in the series, in the Clone Wars series, the cartoon series, I think they do Anakin better. And it makes sense that Padme would like him because his character is a little bit different in that one. For now, we'll just say they're going to go down in history as being a romantic couple with just the worst chemistry ever.
Suddenly, I'm afraid.
This is my first assignment on my own. I am too. Don't worry, we have our two with us.
Hi there.
What is going on?
And my number one pick for a couple with the worst chemistry ever is Ginny and Harry. Yay! Okay, so I'm not going to be that annoying person that lectures everybody about how the books did it better than the movies. Oh wait, that's exactly what I'm going to do. So yeah, the movies, they really screwed this one up, and the books did it phenomenally better. In the books, Ginny is a fiery, popular, and fun, laid-back, red-headed hottie. And they're able to build the relationship it's actually kind of smart the way that they do it. Or JK does it. I know there's a lot of Hermione, Harry shippers out there, and I think most of them are the people that have only watched the movies. In the books, it's pretty clear that Harry and Hermione just don't work together in that way at all. Let's get into this for a little bit, all right? I will always be baffled by the scenes of Harry and Ginny. I will be baffled by the fact that somebody wrote these scenes. They then had somebody direct them. They were acted. They were put through editing. And then they were put out on a big screen to be watched by people of the world. I can't believe that these scenes went through that process and nobody stopped it. Nobody went, wait, what? Let me just ask you, have you ever once tied another adult's shoe? Have you ever looked down at somebody's shoe and went, oh, you know what? That person's shoe's untied. I need to tie it. No, you know what? You probably haven't, because that would be weird. This plays off like a serial killer. Like, is Ginny like a serial killer? Is he like digging this? Or is he like, oh my gosh, is she gonna like cut off my skin and wear it? I don't understand how this scene got put into this movie. I have never seen this amount of cringe and this amount of lack of chemistry ever. This is what you call like unchemistry. This scene. What is happening in this scene? Apparently, Bonnie Wright, the actress that plays Ginny, she apparently had a hard time playing this scene without giggling. And I can tell, like, I can look at her and tell she was just giggling. And look how long she sits there and stares at Harry. And then...
Open up, you. Don't you trust me?
What is that? What? Why? This is the worst thing I've ever seen. What's going on? It's all so awkward. I guess this kiss they had took 30 takes or something because they were so awkward because they'd known each other since they were like 10. They had to do this over and over and over again. Yeah. Oh, and I'm never going to get over the fact that they literally gave Harry and Ginny's first kiss. They stole the scene of their first kiss and gave it to Lavender and Ron. No. And why would they give that to Lavender and Ron? Like, we don't even care about them. They're not going to stay together. Everyone knows that. And this is going to sound extremely mean. I wholeheartedly believe that not only should they have changed the writing, I really honestly think that they should have gotten a different actress than Bonnie Wright. And no disrespect to Bonnie Wright, but at least in this film, she's not really the best actress.
Close your eyes.
And she just really does not fit the fiery, confident, and outspoken character Ginny eventually grows into. This one scene, she comes in and they have her, like, this is also the writing, but she walks in.
Look at her eyes. They've been fighting again, her and Dean. Sorry.
What are you standing up for? Sit down, you freaking freak. Like, what's going on right now? In the one scene, they try to make it seem, I think they're trying to show that Ginny's more confident now when she tells everybody to shut it.
Shut it!
Like, all right, good try. So, yeah, I think they really should have, other than the writing. I mean, the writing is horrendous, too. They couldn't have made this work with anybody. But more than just the writing, I think they should have recast this girl. Bonnie Wright in every scene just looks like she wants to fold in on herself and disappear. And that just doesn't really fit this character. I know it probably would have been so awkward to just fire this poor girl that's played Ginny since she was little. But that is kind of a side effect that would happen if you're going to cast kids in a movie. You don't know how they're going to be when they're older. I think it would have benefited the movie if they would have recast and did different writing, because I don't know what the heck this is. Are you from this weird place where that's like the culture? It's like, hey, would you like would you tie their shoe? And it's very romantic.
Shoelace.
It's hard to believe what's happening. The brutality of it.
I think I could write better romantic scenes between two characters. And I bet you anybody that's watching could as well. A romantic scene? Let's have one of them tie the other's shoe. But that's all I have, you guys. That was my 5 couples with the worst on-screen chemistry I think I've ever seen. But look forward to my video, which will be 5 couples with the best chemistry. Thank you so much for watching this video, you guys. If you could just like and subscribe and comment. I would like to know, what couples do you think have zero chemistry? What couples have I missed? I actually had a bigger list, but I ended up just trying to shorten it down to just 5, or else it could have probably gone on for a while. But I know I'm probably missing a bunch, so I'd like to hear yours. Or if you disagree and think, no, that Ginny and Harry, that's freaking top-notch Romeo and Juliet writing right there. I'll be like, oh, okay. No, but okay. Whatever you say. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know if there's anything you would like a review on or for me to talk about. Just keep watching movies, guys, and keep being happy. And I'll see you next time. Bye.
Most everyone's mad here.